Two, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. The Oval plays host to a United Counties League blockbuster as the pace setters of the Premier Division South battle the free scoring challengers. Nuneaton Borough and Coventry United, two young clubs hungry for glory, but only one can cement their spots in the quarter-finals and keep those dreams of grandeur alive. Gear up for a mammoth afternoon in Bedworth here on CUTV with commentary from Liam Cook. Red and Green's boss Jamie Bakaski welcomes veteran defender Steph Morley back into the fold after a considerable injury layoff. The former Leamington man returns at left back with Adam Miles continuing in the centre after passing a last-minute fitness test. Charlie Faulkner, however, wasn't so lucky. Charlie Shaw reclaims his midfield role from vice-captain Rolly Devoyle, and Aaron Dickens is cup-tied. Former United managers Russell Dodds and Darren Acton aim to continue their sensational start to the campaign for Nuneaton. The home side have tasted defeat just once in league action across the opening 16 games, but the Borough have suffered 2 cup exits at the hands of Kozel and Dudley. 4 changes to the home lineup, among them former United marksman Stuart Hendry and ex-Rugby Town man Danilo Johnson make for a strong attacking lineup. Welcome one and all to another afternoon on the road here on Coventry United TV. My name's Liam Cook, taking you through the next 2 hours at a jam-packed oval in beautiful Bedworth. And it's a very special afternoon today, as it is Nuneaton's last home fixture before Remembrance Day, and Bedworth is a town that takes remembrance very, very seriously. So we'll be having a period of silence before today's game, and proud poppies being worn around the ground, which is wonderful to see. Let's get you through your starting lineups, kicking off with the home side. Nuneaton Town starting for the Borough this afternoon. Number 1, Brendan Back. 2, Kai Thomas. 3, Callum Carsley. 4, the captain, Corey Carrivers. 5, Michael McGrath. 6, Loiso Recchi. 7, Stuart Hendry. 9, Kyle Jardine. 15, Aaron Brown. 16, Danilo Johnson. And 18, Charlie Jones. Substitutes for Nuneaton: number 8, Dex Sommel. 11, James Harrison. 17, Cody Mullen. 19, Trevor Edwards. And 20, Alex Locke. And for Coventry United this afternoon: number 1, Dan Moore. 2, Harry Sawyer. 3, Steph Morley. 4, skipper Chris Cox. 5, Adam Miles. 6, Luke Downs. 7, Charlie Shaw. 8, Lewis Wilson. 9, Ryan Harkin. 10, Benji Adamarco. And 11 is Cameron Dunn. On the bench for the Red and Greens: number 12, Dan Cassidy. 14, Riley Devoyle. 15, Sam Ellis. 16, new signing Danny Fraser. And number 13, the substitute goalkeeper Max Adey. So those are your starting lineups for this afternoon's match in the United Counties League Cup last 16. And it is an occasion that people in these parts have been waiting for. You can class it as a derby. Only one town between these two, and Nuneaton should be playing their football, and we all hope, of course, that Nuneaton can return to Nuneaton very, very soon. We're hearing that progress is being made with the council regarding a new home for the Borough. So best of luck to everyone at the Blue and White. And a few familiar faces in the Nuneaton lineup, none more so than the managers, Russell Dodds and Darren Acton, I should say, a hybrid of the two names there, as they just walk onto the field here at the Oval ahead of kickoff. Russ and Daz had a short tenure with the Red and Greens and became actually United's 3rd permanent managers after Terry Anderson and Edwin Greaves. Aaron Williams has also sat in the stands today, the former Coventry United captain, out injured this afternoon. And Stuart Hendry, brother of Aston Villa and England former midfielder Lee Hendry, is in the starting lineup. He made an impression during his 3-month stint with the Red and Greens. Will he come back to haunt his old side today? And of course, the man to watch, Kyle Jardine, the goal machine. Absolute free scorer up front for Nuneaton Town. And apologies if I do end up calling them Nuneaton Borough every now and again today, as that was the former name of the club since reformation last year. They are going under the old moniker of Nuneaton Town once more. But this is very much still a proud, proud club with a proud, proud history, and not one to be taken lightly. We have members of the Royal British Legion here today showing their support for Nuneaton as we show support for our fallen soldiers and servicemen. Coventry United will be in their home strip of red and green and black, and Nuneaton also in their home kit of light blue and white. The referees just double checking that no one's got anything untowards on their studs. And here we go, the players enter the field, the hallowed plastic turf here at the Oval, a game everyone's been talking about. Let's hope it can live up to the sizable expectations. And we see the two sides have also brought with them wreaths of poppies.
We'd like to welcome the mascots of the Nuneaton Blues.
The mascots this afternoon, Nuneaton Town under 11 Blues. A great occasion for these young lads.
Number 1, Dan Moore. Number 2, Harry Sawyer. Number 3, Steph Morley. Number 4, Chris Cox. Number 5, Adam Miles. Number 6, Luke Downs. Number 7, Charlie Shaw. Number 8, Lewis Wilson. Number 9, Ryan Parkin. Number 10, Benji Lampo.
And the wreaths laid in the centre.
Number 12, Ben Cassidy. Number 14, Ryan Memorial. Number 15, Sam Ellis. Number 16, Danny Fraser. And number 17, Max Bidet. You're the Nuneaton Town side, goal number 1, Brandon Bates. Number 2, Aaron
And we will now,
Thomas. 3, Aaron Carsley.
after the announcements have been made, pause for silent reflection for the brave men and women of our armed forces who gave their lives for our freedom.
Number 16, Nico Johnson. Number 18, Charlie Jones. Substitutes for the Nuneaton Town, number 8, Declan Sommel. Number 11, James Harrison. Number 17, Cody Mullen. Number 19, Trevor Edwards. And number 20, Alex Long. Ahead of today's game, we'd like to welcome the Nuneaton Royal British Legion, the Nuneaton Royal Naval Association, and the Nuneaton Bedford Sea Cadets, as we mark the upcoming annual Remembrance Day this afternoon. There will be copies on sale around the grounds this afternoon, raising money for the great cause. We kindly ask you to observe 2 minutes silence, which will begin after the last pose.
at the going down of the sun, and in the morning we will remember them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on to the fun stuff. 90 minutes of United Counties League Cup action. The last 16 and a place in the quarter-finals up for grabs. A jam-packed oval. Waiting in bated breath, the two captains meeting in the centre with the referee, Corey Rivers of Nuneaton Town, and Chris Cox, the Coventry United legend, who this afternoon equals the all-time appearance record with fellow legend Ben Vallance. He is set to break it next week at the Butts Park Arena. And if it ends in a draw after 90 minutes, we go straight to penalties. Let's hope that it doesn't come to that. I don't think anyone in this famous old ground has the heart or the stomach for it. We know how dramatic penalty shootouts can be. United have been on the right side and the wrong side of them. And the two players switch ends. And it looks like Nuneaton have won the toss, have they? They have indeed. So Nuneaton will be kicking from right to left. As we see a stampede of Borough fans heading towards the goal they're aiming at, guarded by Dan Moore, who has kept 4 clean sheets in 5 matches. And with a strike force, the likes of Hendry, Johnson, and of course Kyle Jardine, that is going to be a tall order to make it 5 out of 6. Here we go. We are underway at the Oval. Coventry United and Nuneaton Town, who will prevail. And it's Nuneaton going down the right-hand side early, and a first piece of the action for Steph Morley after his injury-induced layoff. Charlie Shaw closed down by another Charlie and Charlie Jones. It's a good job Charlie Faulkner is on the pitch today. There'll be 3 Charlies. Miles trying to clear from the edge of his penalty area. Luke Downs down the left-hand side to Benji Adamarco, covered off by Corey Carivers. Into the middle it goes. Luke Downs, a stable hand in the centre. Harry Sawyer. It's this near side and Cameron Dunn. Luke Downs, and Downs barged aside. Referee belatedly calls for the whistle, blowing against Denico Johnson. And the Borough management less than pleased. There was a bit of a scream from Luke Downs. He did hit the deck a little belatedly, however. And miracle recovery from the former Coventry Spinks and Rugby Borough man. And Dan Moore, formerly of Worcester City, will get us underway about 10 yards into United territory towards the right-hand side of the field. Floated into a packed penalty area. Leaping header away. Downs, who earned the free kick. Cameron Dunn. High one by Downs. Chris Cox arriving at the far post and spilled momentarily by Back, but he's got on the end of it now. And the throw is out to McGrath. Turns away from Ryan Harkin. Funked upfield. And Sawyer trying to cushion it back to Dan Moore, invited Nico Johnson in, and a combination of Sawyer and Cox able to avert disaster. Switch of the play to Benji Adamarco. He's got Laiso Recchi for company, the former Rugby Town captain. Adamarco trying to trick his way through. It's Adamarco, deflected through for Lewis Wilson, and sent back to his goalkeeper by the defender. Wilson still in search of his first Coventry United goal. Came agonisingly close at the 5-0 victory against Northampton Sowerby Rangers, only denied by an incredible save. And that return header from Steph Morley is perfectly weighted, and it is in the hands of Dan Moore. Looking for a 5th clean sheet in 6 matches. Here's Cox. Waiting for options. Shaw making himself available, but he chips it left to the returning Steph Morley. He's been out for a month, the former Leamington left back. And the signing of Danny Fraser heating up the competition for places. Morley travels, receiving from Adam Miles. Here's Lewis Wilson playing a little deeper this afternoon. Charlie Shaw didn't quite catch that as cleanly as he would have liked. And headed into the midfield by McGrath. Now Denico Johnson racing down the left-hand side as Callum Carsey, another former United man. And the offside flag is up against Kyle Jardine as he steadied himself for the strike. Carsey, the son of Coventry City legend and former England manager Lee Carsley. And one time a Coventry United centre-back. He's playing on the left of the back line this afternoon for the Borough. Wilson tangles with Carruthers and loses out. Here's Kyle Jardine. You don't want to give him a moment on the ball. Looking for an option in Stuart Hendry on the right-hand side. And the Borough man has stayed down. United are going to continue. The attempted ball through the back line for Benji Adamarco. Recchi will send it back to back. And quickly distributed. And now Nuneaton told to boot the ball out, which Charlie Jones quickly does, as I believe that is the captain, Corey Carruthers, who has hit the deck hard, and the physio is indeed being called over. It's the United substitutes are going for a warm-up at this stage. On the bench for Coventry, if you didn't hear the team news, Dan Cassidy, Riley DeVoyle, Sam Ellis, Danny Fraser, and substitute goalkeeper Max Adey. And for the Borough, Declan Sommel, James Harrison, Cody Mullen, Trevor Edwards and Alex Locke. And Stuart Hendry stripping off for the entertainment of the crowd there, taking off his Under Armour as he feels it's a bit too warm out there. This is a PG show, guys. So we've had 5 minutes at the Oval. We've been stopped for the last 60 seconds due to an injury to Borough captain Corey Carruthers. And he's being helped to his feet by the Borough medical staff. Question is, will he be able to continue? He's doing a few stretches just to see how it feels. The referee checking the time. This will be added on at the end of the half. And I think Carruthers is going to give it a go. Seems to be an issue with the knee. So it will be a Coventry United throw as it was kicked out by Charlie Jones, but it should be returned to Nuneaton. Steph Morley has the ball in hand, and Carruthers is not moving with any sort of pace at the moment, so it is still a worry. Alex Locke has gone for a warm-up. Towards the end of his Coventry Spinks tenure, he did play as a striker, but is primarily a centre mid. One of the 4 changes this afternoon, dropped to the bench. And Charlie Shaw is going to return it to Brandon Back, and smattering of applause for Coventry United sportsmanship. Still scoreless, although Nuneaton have looked dangerous when they've been on the fringe of the area. Back. It's a towering header by Cox on Jardine. Luke Downs flicked on by Benji Adamarco, and flicked on again by Ryan Harkin, and Adamarco is racing towards the net here. Benji Adamarco is the wrong side of the back line. There's an opportunity to square it. There's a little touch from behind by Luiso Recchi, and it takes the ball into the hands of Back. And now it's Adamarco who's in need of some help. He had the chance to square it. I think it was Cameron Dunn on the near side. He was ready to stroke it home, but it was not an easy ball. And out the other end, it's Carsley towards that far post, not into the grateful grasp of Dan Moore. And the ball was launched out again. Another injury stoppage. Adamarco, I don't think it's going to be as long as the one we saw for Carruthers. Well, there have been some early goals in the United Counties League Premier Division South. It was a 2 o'clock kick-off between Histon and Oadby. Oadby are 3-2 behind there. Elston 0, Northampton Sarby Rangers 0, Bugbrook 0, Ainsbury 0, Godmanchester 1, Easington 0, and Newport 0, Daventry 0. We haven't got updates on the Leicester Nirvana March game or Yaxley Atherstone, which is a shame really, because those are the two games Coventry United fans will want to keep an eye on. Football webpage is up, not mandatory yet, although we're hearing it may be for next season. Dan Moore, Adam Marco thankfully back on his feet and back in the action. Who got the last touch on that? It was off the head of Lioso Recchi, and Coventry United have a throw in level with the area. Well, no action for Coventry City this afternoon. They lost 3-2 last night at Wrexham, their first defeat of the season. It had to come sooner or later, but I don't think many Coventry fans wanted Kiefer Moore to get a hat-trick. And the throw is to Charlie Shaw. Moore looks to battle his way through. Goes behind to Luke Downs. Adamarco in a pocket of space, flicks it up, brings it down. Past Jones. Or is he? No, Jones has battled for it and switched the play over to Danico Johnson. Touches it away from Harry Sawyer now, looking to beat the former Sutton Coldfield man for pace. Goes behind now to McGrath. Jones, it's just flicked out of his reach from Lewis Wilson, but it's safely back with Charlie Jones again. A lunge in by Lewis Wilson, didn't get anything on it, and swatted aside there, Jones, by Cameron Dunn. Forced foul of the referee's whistle just into United territory on the left wing. And McGrath is going to send it into the danger zone. It's a deft one towards Nico Johnson, headed on towards Kyle Jardine. The return ball to Johnson is intercepted by Harry Sawyer, who's forced into the corner and forced to give away the throw. He feels Johnson got the last touch. And the throw is to Hendry. Back to Stuart Hendry. Avenues cut up by Downs. Whipped in by McGrath. Shaw out as far as Carrivers. McGrath again. Will he go long? No, he'll play a 1-2 with Hendry. Dink towards Jardine, and the offside flag raised again, the second time this afternoon against the free-scoring Nuneaton marksman. So free-scoring has earned himself a 2-year contract, unheard of at this level. He must be making a real difference to the Borough front line. And the referee has found something metal on the pitch. You don't want to fall on that. It's a pair of scissors. You definitely don't want to fall on that. Imagine doing a slide tackle on that. I know the lads like to cut their socks, but take the scissors with you, lads. It's towards Adam Marco. Leaping header from behind by Lioso Recchi, but whipped in by Steph Morley. And Moore was arriving at the far post, but just bounced in front of him. Cameron Dunn just waiting to tap it home. A couple of early goals in the Premier League. Fulham lead Wolverhampton Wanderers by 1-0, and Brighton lead at home to Leeds. Wilson. Luke Downs and Ryan Harkin has stayed onside despite the appeals of the Nuneaton defenders and has forced the corner. McGrath with no choice but to poke it out. You can see the Coventry United supporters to our left with the flags. It's a deep one from Dunn towards Adam Miles, barged aside and kept alive by Adamarco. He's covered up but still going for it. Adamarco and Harkin, it's dipping, and it did connect with the crossbar as it was brought down by Back. Thomas Handball claims against Chris Cox. Referee says nothing doing, and it's collected by Miles. Cox in that back four again with Adam Miles by his side, and that's a beautiful ball over the back line by Cox. United playing the long game. Adam Marco just keep it within the confines of play. Down line with Steph Morley. He's got a cross on him, and he's going to show it off. It's towards Cameron Dunn. Crucial header clear at the far post by McGrath, and Dunn just connects with the ball as Carsley was about to boot it clear. Up line for Shaw. First line ball by Harry Sawyer, and headed past the post by Ryan Harkin. And Arsenal have taken the lead through former Sky Blue striker Victor Gyökeres. And it's a poor ball to the left side of the park from Nuneaton, right into the dugouts. And Coventry United have the throw-in in front of Jamie Bakaski's technical area. Brought in as the interim manager at the tail end of August after the sacking of Ellis Lane. And has got United back on the right path after a terrible start to the season. Harkin. Cameron Dunn. And now it's Lewis Wilson that hits it, deflected behind. Corey Carivers with the deflection. And Charlie Shaw primed and ready for the set piece. Miles is at the far post. The defender got there first and nods it out for a throw-in. Right side of the box as United are attacking. So just behind the trees. It is going to be the skipper and now United's joint all-time appearance maker, Chris Cox. And there seemed to be a nasty clash of heads there, and Aaron Brown has connected with the top of Carivers' bonce. And that is the third injury stoppage in the opening 15 minutes. We're still scoreless here at the Oval. Nuneaton Town 0, Coventry United 0. And Easington have just equalised in their game at God Manchester. It's now 1-1 there at the Peter Hobson Memorial Ground. And Newport Pagnell 1-0 leaders through Jake Watkinson at home to Daventry. And it will be a drop ball. Of course, it was a head injury, so the referee duty bound to stop the game. And it's rolled back to back. Jardine's up for it. Leaping ability of Chris Cox on show. Shaw tried to get on the end of it. Jones can't find the teammate in Stuart Hendry. Now Luke Downs, you can see who he was looking for. He wanted to find Ryan Harkin, but cut out crucially by Liuso Recchi. And now it's up to Jardine again. A little shove in the back from Adam Miles. And now Kai Thomas with a crossing opportunity. Johnson's in there. And an acrobatic clearance for the corner by Chris Cox. Almost seems to change direction in mid-air. Callum Carsley is headed off to take it from the right wing. Carsley's delivery, a strong punch by Moore. The job finished off firmly by Luke Downs. Dunn heads it to Shaw. United kickstart the counter and Charlie Shaw leaving Stuart Hendry behind. What a run this is from Shaw. Tries to pull it across for Cameron Dunn, but brought to the feet of Carivers. But a wayward ball on this near side. United had the throw, knocking on the Borough doorstep. It's into Harkin. Crowded penalty area. Harkin tries to put it across for Charlie Shaw and it hit the back of Charlie Jones. Through luck rather than judgment, you have to say there. Jones helping his team out. And it is back away. Just glances off the head of Steph Morley. Finds solace in Adam Miles. Morley again. Jardine closes off his avenue of approach and whips it down the left. No one home for the red and green, so Aaron Brown will pick it up. Plays a 1-2 with back. Brown. Hendry, deft flick on. Steph Morley latches onto it in front of Thomas. Lewis Wilson. And it's over the back line for Benji Adamarco. The flag stays down. He's out wide though. He's going to need to try and find the cross. Harkin's waiting, as is Cameron Dunn. And McGrath volleys into safety. Adamarco all over Thomas. Who got the last touch? It was Adamarco. And halfway into their own turf, Borough breathing a sigh of relief. Thomas trying to take the throw slightly out of position for Nuneaton. And it's a throw down line to Brandon Back. Launches it over the on-rushing Ryan Harkin. Johnson leapt a little too early. It was offside anyway, and the referee has now noticed the flag. And bemusement on the faces of Acton and Dodds. I must say, when he leapt for the ball, offside wasn't in my thoughts in terms of that move. And the supporters not too thrilled about it either to our left. Here's Chris Cox. And Harkin awaiting. It's over the head of Ryan Harkin. Recchi arrives just in time for Adamarco could do anything with it. And Kai Thomas did have some separation before Lewis Wilson zoned in. He's got the ball away towards Kyle Jardine. Headed clear by Sawyer. Downs. Back to Sawyer. Looking for a route around Callum Carsley now. And I'm not too sure he was looking for Dunn or Harkin. It's not back by Brown. And Cameron Dunn with the interception. Harkin trying to stay on side. Here is Ryan Harkin. Taking on Brown. Knocks it past Brown. And into now Lewis Wilson. Sliding block. It's Charlie Jones again. Jones has been everywhere, stopping United in their tracks. But on that occasion, luck had nothing to do with it. Wilson Cougars head to it. And picked up on the far side by Adamarco. Shaw. Thomas racing out to meet him. And Charlie Shaw, it was heading towards Cameron Dunn. Carsley had to get his head to it and did. Another corner on the right wing. Charlie Shaw's turn to take the corner. The sun already starting to set. The shorter days are here after the winter solace. Out comes back, and that is a bread and butter catch. And a little push in the back of Lewis Wilson saying, get out of my personal space. Carsley is urged to get a move on with Charlie Shaw right behind him. Johnson the target, nodded up and on by Harry Sawyer. Tried to flick it behind Johnson, got a touch with the seconds collected by the United right back on a dual registration from Rugby Borough. Morley, acres of space for Luke Downs. He knows how to get out of the league, certainly. He's done it twice with Spinks and Rugby. Can he win a cup to go with it? Shaw, second guessing, allows Stuart Hendry to close him down. Sawyer surrounded by blue shirts, and the attempted clearance by Carsley cannons off Sawyer, and it will be a goal kick. 22 minutes gone. We're nearly halfway through, but a sizable chunk of that has been taken up through injuries. I'm guessing there's going to be at least 3 minutes of stoppages, even at this stage. A big game, a big occasion. It's going to take a big name to step up to separate these two teams. Here's Coventry United, who are having the better of the attacking play at this stage. Sent high into the sky by Carrillas. Oh, and that sounded nasty. That sounded nasty. Chris Cox leaping into McGrath. You can hear the foot from here. Thankfully, McGrath is okay. It will be a free kick, a couple of yards into Borough territory. And McGrath has gathered his bearings and possibly his teeth, ready to take the free kick. Floated in towards Jardine. It's Cox who gets his head on this. His leaping ability is going to be crucial today. It's out with Stuart Hendry on the volley. It's well wide. But a first real opportunity of the game for the home side. Adamarco heads beyond, and Ryan Harkin a couple of paces behind it, and that will be offside. Harkin was putting his arms up to protect his face, but there's no connection. It did connect with the underarm, and the deflection had brought it to Benji Adamarco, so no doubt it was the right decision. It's whipped left with Carsley. Just got his head to it in front of Sawyer, did he? Sawyer got a touch on the way through. No complaints from the United right back. And Carsley with ball in hand. Who can he find in blue and white? Hendry. Volleys it across the park, looking for Thomas. Morley does enough. Carivers into the centre circle with Aaron Brown. It's deep. It's too deep. Despite getting his head to it, Carsley couldn't keep it in. Into the crowd it goes. This has the makings of a proper derby. A very close-knit game between two sides with dreams of cup and league glory. It's the Nuneaton who have got the league side tied down at the moment. And Carl Jardine is a massive part of that, but he hasn't been a massive part of the game so far. So he couldn't find a way through a congested United back line. Hendry. It's safely in the back line with Nuneaton and Laiso Recchi. Quick to join the club after leaving rugby when Nuneaton were formed. And Adam Miles with a handful of shirts on the right side of the area just before Jardine can get within the confines of the box. And that's a free kick to the Borough. But will it be just a free kick? I think there could well be a yellow card in the offing. Well, it was not a clear goal-scoring opportunity, but it's enough to warrant the first booking of the afternoon. Well, it might be November now, but it's a little too early for Christmas cards. Yellow card confirmed, much to the delight of the younger supporters to our right. It's going to be Jardine straight to the wall. And the seconds fall to Carivers, the skipper. Jardine's in there again. It's over Jardine and a volley clearance by Morley. Jones keeps the Borough fire burning. Whipped into Jardine. McGrath, offside calls. Referee says no. Jardine! United's hesitancy cost them. Kyle Jardine, the goal machine, is running on all cylinders. That momentary lapse when United looked to the linesman, that split second of concentration lost. You cannot give this man an ounce of time in the area, because that is what happens. His first meaningful chance of the game, and he sends it strolling into the near bottom corner. Nuneaton Borough take the lead halfway through the first half. And there is more concern for Coventry United rather than the scoreline. And Adam Miles, who wasn't set to play any part in today's game, actually. He wasn't even in the squad until this morning due to a swollen knee. And Dan Cassidy is going to come on. I can only assume that Morley will go centre-back, Sawyer to the left and Cass on the right. It's a little too early to introduce Danny Fraser, who has been struggling with his own injury problems. And yes, Lucy Stead has confirmed Adam Miles cannot continue. A real shame for Smiler. A risk for Jane Bakaski, which sadly hasn't paid off. And the Borough faithful on the far side now starting to get into their singing habits. And Cassidy, who also isn't quite fully fit, is going to be drafted in for the last hour of this match. And United have got to try and find a way of hitting back. Nuneaton are not an easy team to break down. They've had their chances. Now they've got to take them. We're back underway. And a hopeful probing ball down the left-hand side for Benji Anamarco. Recchi shields it into touch. And Messrs Acton and Dodds like what they have seen so far on the touchline for Nuneaton. Thomas. Jardine couldn't get his head to it. Morley can. And it's returned to sender straight out for another throw. This time a little closer to the halfway line. Anamarco heads it back to Morley with a little bit of help from Cox. Downs flicks on towards Benji Anamarco, headed on by Thomas. And Jardine forced to the line, forced over the line. And I think Steph Morley did get the last touch. It's going to be a corner. Confirmation there, 27 minutes, the time of Kyle Jardine's goal. 15 to go until the break. Nuneaton 1, Coventry 0. Still plenty of time for the Red and Greens to muster a response. And Moore punches it against Brown, and it ends up bouncing harmlessly past the post. But there were hearts in mouths for a moment there. So Cassidy is actually playing right centre-back. So Morley and Sawyer stay where they are. Cass has played centre-back a couple of times this season. Boot down the right flank, back edges it over the line for a goal kick. It's back with the clearance. Cassidy hungry to get in the game and heads it onto this near side for a throw-in into Jamie Bakaski's technical area. It's down line towards Johnson. Bounces in front of the former Rugby Town striker. Sawyer brings it to feet. Here's Cameron Dunn. And he left Carsley behind, but dragging the shirt from Carsley. That could be the next yellow card. Pretty cynical decision there from Carsley. Well, the handshake between Carsley and Dunn, but I'm not sure that's going to save him. It's not. It's a yellow card for Carsley. Consistency on show there from the referee. A similar act got Adam Miles a yellow card, although at a opposite end of the park. Here's Cox. Waiting for the right option to present itself. It's with Cassidy. Cassidy looks left. Spots Steph Morley. And it just bounces agonisingly across Morley. United have lost their momentum with Jardine's opening goal. Shaw can only head to his opposite number 7 in Stuart Hendry. Carivers. Now McGrath. Goes behind with Aaron Brown. 1-2 with Hendry. Harkin lurking menacingly. Charlie Jones forced back towards Ryan Harkin, and Harkin got the deflection and the attempted pass. Benji Adamarco has got Harkin to his left. Slots in for Harkin. Harkin across the face of goal. Cleared by McGrath and collected by Jones. Out it goes on the far side. United have the throw. But they're waking up now after a little lull after conceding. And the referee in conversations with Carivers and telling him if you keep bat-chatting, it could well be a sin bin. And Aaron Brown in there too. A lengthy delay here as they need to continue to argue the toss. The referee's made his mind up, and it is a sin bin for Corey Carivers. He's off the field for the next 10 minutes. The referee warned him. He indicated, keep on back-chatting, you are off, and he is indeed sent for a 10-minute rest. And the Borough fans with slightly derogatory language towards the referee there. You can understand their frustration. Now, Coventry now have a 10-minute numerical advantage. And he'll be off until the start of added time. And the throw is headed away by Brown. The Nuneaton have now got to shut up shop. Cassidy. Taking on Johnson. Cameron Dunn as the heavens have started to open here at the Oval. Dunn to Cassidy, moving out wide. Sawyer slotting down the middle. Downs look for Ryan Harkin, who didn't track back, but Harkin with a good challenge in on the Isorechi. Adamarco takes over. Cameron Dunn can't find the United man, but Adamarco again not allowing the Nuneaton to clear their lines. Here come the red and greens once more. Sawyer, nodded away by McGrath. Downs, a fourth bite of the cherry here. And Steph Morley going for glory. It was worth a crack. Smells like someone's let off a stink bomb in the main stand at the Oval. I promise you, lads, it wasn't me. Nuneaton still continues to argue the toss about the yellow card and sin bin for their captain, Corey Carivers. Just as United were ready to flick it down the left-hand side for Benji Adamarco, a needless free kick given in the centre circle. A little too forceful there from the red and greens, who are 1-0 down as we enter the last 8 minutes of first half normal time. There will be a sizable period of stoppages. We've had 3 injuries and at least a minute with Corey Carivers berating the man in black. Carsley and Brown's arriving. It's too advanced for Aaron Brown to reach. And taken short by Moore to Harry Sawyer. Cassidy. Now Cox at centre-back. Steph Morley. And on to Luke Downs with Johnson all over him. Return ball to Morley. And Shaw, Benji Adamarco, crossing opportunity from the left-hand side, covered up by Ritchie. And Morley taken out by the outstretched boots of Kai Thomas, and a United free kick left side of the box. They want to get all the heavy hitters in there. Cassidy and Cox going up, as is Morley. I think Morley's going to the edge of the area for a Paul Scholes-esque volley if it heads out. And Nuneaton can only keep one man up, that being Kyle Jardine. As we mentioned, they are down to 10 for now. It's short towards that near post. Wilson tried to flick it on and McGrath gets it out of there. Out for a throw-in. Halfway into Nuneaton lines. Aaron Dickens in the crowd here for Coventry United. Dickens cup-tied this afternoon, otherwise likely would have been in the squad. Downs. Cassidy urged to push up, and here is Cassidy. Johnson tracking him. Behind to Downs once more. And the door opened once more, firmly ajar for Cassidy. Cassidy's cross. Once again, Charlie Jones is able to get it clear. Downs can't find Shaw. And Danico Johnson, well, Jardine's quick. I don't think he's that quick. Indeed, he isn't. It's trickled out for a United throw level with their own area. I don't think Usain Bolt was getting to that one. Out from Moore with Morley. Morley's long ball. Return to sender from Brown. And of course we're offside there against Cameron Dunn. It didn't reach him thanks to Aaron Brown. Tries it over the back line. Kyle Jardine putting Chris Cox under all manner of pressure. Takes it to the touchline. Tries to knock it out off Jardine. Jardine has managed to keep it in. But the second's collected by Steph Morley. It bounces along the touchline and still in. Thanks to Lewis Wilson. Cox as the floodlights turn on. And it's a ball down the left-hand side for Shaw. More height than distance on that clearance from back. And it's into the crowd for a throw-in. And one of the supporters protecting himself, pushing the ball away and into the head of another spectator. Cox. Luke Downs to Harry Sawyer. Downs again. Sawyer. Now Wilson back to Downs. United with a cautious approach. They need to try and make this numerical advantage count. Time is running out before Carrivers is released. Adamarco. Prevented from getting to the ball by Kai Thomas. Did Thomas get a touch on the way through? No, he didn't. Fell on the ball after it crossed. And Rob Hannity wants to see some more from his young team. A couple of goals to tell you about. Manchester United could be set for their 4th straight win, and that poor lad may be able to finally cut his hair. They're up by 1-0 through Casemiro. Crystal Palace 1-0 up through John Philippe Mateta against Brentford, and Arsenal now 2-0 up away at Burnley through Declan Rice. Jardine's delivery. It's brought down safely, under control from Harry Sawyer in the area. Now Cameron Dunn. Floated towards Wilson. Strong header out on this near side by Brown, but it's kept in by Cameron Dunn. Brian Harkin approaching from the right. Downs and Adamarco jockeying for position with Kai Thomas and will get there. It's down line with Morley. He's got more space to cross. He went for a low one towards Charlie Shaw and it's cut out by Jones. The clearance straight back to Luke Downs. Well, Nuneaton's inability to clear come back to bite them. Cameron Dunn with a tame effort straight to the feet of McGrath. But again, Nuneaton can't end the danger once and for all. A third reboot of this attack for the Red and Greens. Morley. And Shaw knocked over in the aftermath there, and a free kick right on the line of the penalty area. Kai Thomas swatting Charlie Shaw aside off the ball. And United have a free kick, which really Nuneaton did not need to concede. And we have just 2 minutes until Corey Carrivers gets himself a spot back in this game. He's told to go and warm up. That's the worst thing for any player to come off the field, cool down, and oh, wait a minute, we could be set for another one. It's a yellow card for Leiso Recchi. It's not going to be another sin bin, is it? Well, the referee is just going to give a yellow card. It's not a second sin bin, to the relief of the Borough faithful. But Nuneaton's discipline is failing them at this stage. They crucially do still have that 1-goal lead through Kyle Jardine, but will that survive this free kick? It's Harry Sawyer, and just stopped, just from Brandon back. Stung the gloves of the Nuneaton number 1, well held. Towards Jardine, headed back where it came from by Cox. Harkin staying up, and Brown, it's offside against Harkin anyway. The referee's going to allow play on, as it is back with Brandon back, and he's going to take his time picking up the ball. And the linesman telling Corey Carrivers he's not cleared to return to the field just yet. Cassidy to that left side. Morley keeps it within the confines of play by millimetres. Shaw. And Shaw again knocked down off the ball. That's the second time in the last couple of minutes. The third time this afternoon. And Shaw trying to run it off. This game's getting a little bit brutal. Luke Downs, Wilson. Back to Luke Downs. Adamarco. Downs again, Harry Sawyer. Time to switch it right. He passes it back to Downs, and Downs does the job. Here's Daniel Cassidy. It's whipped in by Cassidy, and back leaps up and brings it down, and still Carrivers waits on the touchline. We are into added time by 1 minute. I don't know whether the referee's waiting for the ball to head out of play before he allows Carrivers back on. I can only assume that that is the only reason Carrivers is still on the sidelines. It's been 11 minutes since he was given that long walk. And Shaw hacked down from behind by Stuart Hendry. Shaw is very much the focal point of the Nuneaton's attention at the moment, and now the ball has gone out of play. Carrivers can rejoin, and the Nuneaton back to full strength. Coventry couldn't make it count. And Charlie Jones is now brought over by the official. And United have taken a few yards with this free kick at least 3 or 4. 2 minutes of added time have gone. I would say a minimum of 4. We haven't been told how many there will be. Some home teams do it, some don't. United at the moment heading into half-time behind, despite, you could well say, being the better team. And it is Morley towards Chris Cox. Cox leaps. It's headed out to the area. And Carrivers gets his first action for almost 15 minutes clearing. Sawyer off the shoulder of Danico Johnson, and Johnson muscles his way, powers his way through Cameron Dunn. Sawyer tracks back, has got it at his feet. Cassidy look for Luke Downs. It was not right to the feet of Downs, and he had to race in under the nose of Jardine. And it's great work through the middle from Luke Downs. Sawyer. Chris Cox. Aimless ball from the skipper. Adam Marco is racing up from the back, but back should get there. Adam Marco making the block, and the second's falling right to the feet of Liuso Recchi. And now Kyle Jardine down the right-hand side. He's a couple of paces behind it. Chris Cox isn't. Moore distributes to Morley. Shaw's making the run. Covered up by Charlie Jones. The two Charlies going head-to-head. And Shaw escapes down the touchline. Sawyer, Adam Marco, shoulder to shoulder with Jones. Sawyer tries to dance his way through, but he's sandwiched between Jones and Carivers. And Jones is whipped down the right-hand side, cannons off Lewis Wilson. It rolls out for the throw-in. Recchi leaving it, wasting more precious seconds in this first half. We've had 4 minutes of added time. They have already elapsed. This first half is running on fumes. And we're being told by the referee another 2 minutes. So that will be 6 minutes of added time. Certainly the longest we've had in a first half game this season. Johnson backing into Cassie. Cassie still able to get his head to it. It's left with Carsley. Carsley gives chase, but he won't reach it in time. United have the throw in, and precious little time to make an impact before the break. Charlie Shaw. Luke Downs. Now with Wilson. Sawyer. This could be United's last move before the break. Harkin can't keep up. And back with the gather. Recchi turns away from Adam Marco. Cleared by back. And we've got 30 seconds left of the 6 added. Cox hooks it away from Jardine. Luke Downs. And they're already asking for the whistle. Harkin tried to sneak under Callum Carsley. It's back with back, and the half-time whistle blows. A half-time scoreline of 1-0. Not really befitting United's efforts. A controversial first half for Nuneaton, with Recchi on the receiving end of a sin bin. And the Borough faithful feeling they were hard done by on numerous occasions towards the end of the opening period. But they are in front at half-time. Half-time score at the Oval, Nuneaton Town 1, Coventry United 0. And we're back for the second half here on CUTV. Half-time score at the Oval in the United Counties League Cup. Last 16, Nuneaton Town 1, Coventry United 0. But despite being in front, the Nuneaton players and supporters have not been happy bunnies. Quite a few comments towards the referee, who had a few comments for the Nuneaton fans on the way out. So it'll be interesting to see how he officiates the second half. He's a late arrival here at the Butts, the Oval, I should say. We're back at the Butts next Saturday. And United's next game is against Hena in the FA Vars. That's on the 8th of November, and at the moment is set to be the game where Chris Cox breaks the all-time appearance record for Coventry United. So that will be a very special day for the club legend. And second half action is underway at the Oval. This is going to be a big 45 minutes of football. Harkin tried the knockback, but intercepted by Thomas. Hendry, the one-time Coventry United midfielder. Denico Johnson on the run down the right-hand side, covered off by Cox. And Johnson with the last touch through the legs of Chris Cox. That will be a throw-in to Coventry United in their own backyard. Reminder, United with just 3 outfield subs remaining. They have 4 changes they can make, but one of them is the goalkeeper, Max Adey. Adamarco. Handball claims against Adamarco. The referee has nothing doing. The arms were by his side in a natural position. And it's punted into the area. Easy pickings for Dan Moore. Cox. Moore. Morley. Adamarco couldn't control. Charlie Jones flicks it on. Here's Denico Johnson. Denico Johnson across the face of goal. Cassidy. Cox struggling to clear. Jones was in a dangerous position, but Cox able to prize it away from Nuneaton's all-star so far today. He's been absolutely everywhere. Back into the area, rolled onto the chest of Cox and volleyed into safety by Cassidy. Aaron Brown. Carsley, another former United man, punted on by Recchi. Cox heads to the left and Steph Morley back to the skipper. Adamarco waiting for it on the halfway line. Here is the pacey winger, Benji Adamarco. Luke Downs to Morley. Cox looking to go long and play it over the back line. Recchi is backtracking, heads it to Charlie Jones. And Adamarco gets there first. A little trip on the way through. Referee waves play on. Adamarco into the area. Charlie Shaw turns away, trying to set himself with a strike perhaps. He's just crowded out, and it's Jones again who comes away with it. And Chris Cox prevents the run of Denico Johnson down the wing. Flicks it out on this near side in front of the former United managerial pair, Russell Dodds and Darren Acton. Line it goes. Cox and Downs, headed clearances. Adamarco, snatched from under his nose by Thomas. Johnson, and Jardine's got space, nods it up. Can he get the second effort away? It's Kyle Jardine to make it 2-0. And the Borough fans celebrating a goal. It cannoned off the back of the net. Even though I had my heart in my mouth there for a moment. A rare miscue for Kyle Jardine. In fairness to the Borough faithful, the score. And it's cleared as far as the Borough penalty area, where there'll be a throw-in level with the box for Kai Thomas. Hoofs it up. Jardine couldn't get his bonce on it. Handball claims against Soy. Looked like it connected with his chest, but Johnson keeps the fire burning for the Borough. knocking it around the ballpark. Hendry and Jones. Awkward bounce for Carsley, and Cassidy's got his hands all over him, and that's the clearest cut free kick you'll see today. And the Nuneaton fans on that far side, who haven't given the referee an easy time today, with some ironic cheers. Draw towards that near post, and Johnson prevented from reaching it. Out it goes from Harry Sawyer. It's taken short to Hendry. Return to Carsley. Caught him out a little bit there, Callum Carsley. McGrath, and Cassidy had to get his head to that ball with Aaron Brown, and never Brown's brought it down, and Johnson couldn't hit the mark. What a chance for the Nuneaton. They've started this second half brilliantly. Cox looking for the long-range ball to Cameron Dunn, shielding from McGrath. But McGrath loses the battle but wins the war and wins the free kick. Dunn a little too enthusiastic and trying to get it back for the home side. We've had 6 minutes in the second half. Nuneaton 1, Coventry 0, and it's Nuneaton who are in the ascendancy at the Oval, the home of Bedworth United. Jardine, neat touch, but took a second too long to control, and Cassidy knocked it out off the heel of Callum Carsley, I believe. And the throw to Downs. Shaw. So there's plenty of space on this near side for Morley if they can find him. And Dan Moore out to Cox, straight in front of him. United need to be a bit more progressive in this second half. And Lewis Wilson with a misplaced pass, but Carsley can only slide it back to Dan Cassidy. And now it's United who have their backs to the wall like Borough did for the majority of that first half, but they got the goal crucially. Recchi. And couldn't prod it around Lewis Wilson. And Wilson sending out a Margo down the left-hand side. Cutting across is Aaron Brown. And it will be a throw-in, level with the penalty area for Coventry United. Morley. Down line with Sawyer. Here's Luke Downs. Options right. And Downs going for the spectacular. He doesn't score a ton of goals, Luke Downs, but that was a half-decent effort from the centre mid. Just looping over the woodwork. The Nuneaton fans singing they're going to Wembley. Well, sadly, the prize for this game isn't a trip to Wembley. It isn't the FA Vars. But majority of the time, the final is played at Walsall. That's it was called the Bank Stadium. I'm not entirely sure what it's called now. Bescott will call it. Only chance of a trip to Wembley is in the FA Vars, and both sides still have a route to Wembley in that sense. United's next fixture also a cup matches there against Heanor, and Harry Sawyer drawn in for the foul, pushing Danico Johnson in the back on the fringes of the area, and the Nuneaton have the chance to double their money and extend the gap. And Kyle Jardine wants it straight away, standing over the ball. There's only one man you want when it's all about power and precision in a Nuneaton shirt. Phones are out recording. The Borough fans are expecting something special from a man who does special things. It's laid off and smacked against the wall by Brown. And the referee has given a free kick, and Chris Cox down momentarily. United won't want to see their skipper limp off. Rolly DeVoyle's been going for a warm-up for the Red and Greens, one of 3 outfield subs remaining. Danny Fraser, Sam Ellis and Rolly DeVoyle, as well as the goalkeeper, the teenager Max Adey. Primarily a part of the under-21s. He actually played this morning in a 2-1 defeat at Stourport Swifts in the Midland League under-21s division. United took the lead through Teddy Braithwaite. Johnson connects with the side of Cox's foot and out for a throw-in halfway into United territory for the Borough. They're knocking on the door again. Can they prise it open? It's in towards Jardine. Jardine nods it up. Johnson's lurking in there, and a volley clearance by Downs. United can breathe again. Harkin nods it back into the midfield melee. Downs, it's a high one, headed back where it came from by Recchi. And an awkward bounce, and Danico Johnson trying to get the right side of Dan Cassidy, but it's headed back to Moore. Morley. Recchi's header on by Wilson. Now Benji Adamarco, who's not had the space and time to utilise his tenacity and pace, but now he's getting going down the left-hand side and slid out for the corner by Laiso Recchi. Run through of the current scores in the Premier League when we can get them. And there has been a big turnaround at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest lead Manchester United by 2-1 through Gibbs White and Savona. It's headed away at the far post by Brown. Cox. Twisting and turning, trying to get the ball in. Recchi's header as far as Wilson. Forced away from goal. Cox feints the cross and sends it out, deflected off Carsley for another United corner. Crystal Palace 2-0 up at home to Brentford. Cameron Dunn. Jones heads out as far as Luke Downs dances away from Thomas. It's done for another effort in, headed into the ground by Jones, bounces over Carsley and done for another attempt. Lays it off for Shaw, scoops it into the area. Adamarco, Brown gets his bounce to it and out by Carrivers. Bounces towards this near side to Nico Johnson. Lovely flick off the heel to keep it in, and Aaron Brown switches play to Jardine. The number 9 jockeying for Harry Sawyer, and a connection between Stuart Hendry and Luke Downs results in a Borough free kick halfway into Coventry territory. It's not the second half that Jamie Bukowski would have wanted to see. It's not the response he would have wanted to see from the Red and Greens. We heard they were up for it in the dressing room. We heard Chris Cox motivating the troops. It hasn't worked at this stage. Carsley and Cox unmanned, nodded across the box and kept in by Morley. Ball down the left hand side for Benji Adamarco, and a cynical foul from Stuart Hendry. He's headed straight for the book. Adamarco was gone, and Hendry with no other choice, and a yellow card for Hendry. Morley is going to take it short to Luke Downs. And back with the former Leamington man again. Asking a lot of Adamarco down the wing and shoved off it by Laiso Recchi. Power in abundance from the former Rugby Town centre-back. Brendan Back, who hasn't been challenged in this second half, sends it down the heart of the field. Cox mistimed his jump, and now Jardine trying to close in on Dan Cassidy. Cassidy hastily back to Moore, but it's a competent clearance from the goalkeeper. Shaw, and almost going to a DDT possession there from Corey Carivers. The wrestling's not on till tonight, folks. Cassidy switches the play for Morley. Heads over Thomas. Here's Benji Adamarco. Looking for Lewis Wilson. Oh, he followed in with the arm. Connects with Corey Carivers. The referee is not stopping the game. As Hendry continues. Stuart Hendry scored some beauties in his time at Coventry United. That's not one for Borough. And it's actually Aaron Brown who has stayed down. Lewis Wilson charging in, trying to get something on the ball, and followed in with the arm, which connected with the head of Aaron Brown. Less than half an hour to go here on CUTV. Nuneaton Town 1, Coventry United 0. Kyle Jardine with a goal, 7 minutes. And Fulham have made it 2-0 against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Brighton have also extended their lead over Leeds by 2-0. We'll also take you through the latest scores in the United Counties League Premier Division South. These two sides in cup action. Doesn't mean the league stays dormant. Cameron Dunn. And looking for Adam Marco with the crossfield ball. Thomas heads it out. There will be a throw-in right in the corner. The throw to Adam Marco. Morley, first time delivery. It's towards Ryan Harkin. The keeper came and missed it. It's headed out by Carsley. Cameron Dunn on the volley. And the Nuneaton fans telling him what they feel about that effort. Nuneaton with their full contingent of 5 outfield subs. They haven't sent one on yet. United, of course, had to use Dan Cassidy a little earlier than expected as he came on for Adam Miles, and Cassidy tried the overhead kick. Denico Johnson, the wrong side of him, pulls it back, looking for options. It's behind. Drilled in by Carsley, and Jardine arrived, but he was offside. The flag was up. And the flag sparing the blushes of Jardine. Morley. Coventry need to find another gear. And Cox is the driving force. Look for Cameron Dunn on the right hand side, but it's not back to Cassidy via Carsley. And Cassidy can only find another blue shirt. Here's Johnson, rolls it behind, and it's now a chance for Jardine to finish. Cox with the slide in and deflected wide off the United man from Stuart Hendry. It's been all Borough after the break. Carsley stands over at the one-time red and green. And towards Recchi. It's a misplaced header. He feels it took a touch on the way through. It didn't, it just flew off his head. And Lewis Wilson acting quickly to get United back on the front foot. United urge, take your time. There's still 25 minutes. But the scoreline is not in their favour. Nuneaton 1, Coventry United 0. If it ends all level, we go straight to penalties. And Cox thumping it straight to the Nuneaton goalkeeper, Brendan Back. And Riley DeVoyle is warming up for the Red and Greens. He could be the first man in the second half to enter the fray for Jamie Bakaski's men. Cox. Johnson able to turn it away, but Cassidy with the clearance. Adamarco looking. Where's that ball? Where's it gone? Flicked onto Harkin. Brown standing firm. Slide by Kai Thomas. And Adamarco couldn't find the red shirt. Carivers. Upfield to Jardine. Onside, but put through the legs of Jardine by Steph Morley. Back with Morley from Dan Moore, the goalkeeper, forced into the corner by Kyle Jardine. And laid off to Moore again, taking his time. And rolls it right with Cassidy. Lofted up towards Dunn. And Cassidy couldn't keep within the confines of players. McGrath looked to kickstart the Nuneaton move. And there are changes afoot for Nuneaton. There's a couple of shirts being dragged out off their bags. Heading it back to back. Cox nods on, and Charlie Shaw. Adamarco racing in from the left-hand side bench. Adamarco looking to lay it off of Ryan Harkin, but Brown was the first man to it. Out it goes for a throw. Russell Dodds checking his notes, and they make for pretty viewing at this stage. Morley. Adamarco tried to flick it onto Shaw. The defender could only find Harry Sawyer, and Sawyer let it run away from him. And here come Nuneaton. Danico Johnson, Carsley, like a maniac, racing down the left-hand side. Johnny's at the far post. I think Carsley was going for glory himself, and it was anything but a glorious finish. High, wide, not at all handsome. And that's gone into the training pitch behind Dan Moore's net. Sawyer. Downs couldn't pick it up, but the Nuneaton man can only return it to the feet of Chris Cox. Sawyer. Wilson playing very deep. Steph Morley. And Morley, I think he thought Adamarco was a bit quicker than he was. He didn't even start making the run. And Riley DeVoyle is going to be the second Coventry United change. He's starting to strip off. The vice-captain for the Red and Greens. I can only assume it's going to be Lewis Wilson making way. DeVoyle does prefer to play in a 10 position. Cox. Leaping header by Charlie Jones. Now United struggling to clear. Nuneaton had that issue for the majority of the first half, but whatever difficulties they had, they've cleared them up during the interval. Morley. Shaw makes the run, as does Wilson. And Morley almost hits the referee there, but Harkin tracks back and collects. In the centre circle. United's joint top goal scorer on 12 goals with Cameron Dunn. And Harkin let it run to Dunn, but the defender too quick to the punch. Johnson, sliding challenge away from danger by Daniel Cassidy. It rolls harmlessly out for a throw-in deep into the Nuneaton territory. And DeVoyle just going through his paces one more time. Be surprised not to see Sam Ellis on the field sooner rather than later. Scored United's 4th of 5 last Saturday at Northampton Soilby Rangers. Here's Thomas. Adamarco tracking back. Kai Thomas goes behind with Corey Carivers. Carivers. Jardine. On the edge of the area, United stack back. And it's sent high into the sky by Cassidy. Recchi heads to his opposite, number 6 in Luke Downs. Deft ball to the wing by Downs to Adamarco, and Luke Downs continues the charge. Through ball for Harkin, offside flag up as he was headed for the left side of the area. And change is afoot for Nuneaton Town. And it looks like 4 changes perhaps. Well, the changes are going to have to wait. Well, one of them definitely coming on is Alex Locke. And the free kick sent straight over the back line. So Cody Mullen and Alex Locke definitely coming on. We can see their numbers. Locke, a former Coventry Spinks man. Moore pushing the back on Ryan Harkin. Free kick against Aaron Brown. And James Harrison is going to be the 3rd man to come on for Nuneaton. A trio of changes prepared for the home side. Will that disrupt their rhythm? They've dominated this second half. Morley. Shaw wants it played through. It's towards Ryan Harkin. The defender overstretched and plays it into the hands of Charlie Shaw. Here's Harry Sawyer. Blocked by the leg of Charlie Jones. Morley to Harkin. You know, haven't found their way into this sort of area much in the second half. But Ryan Harkin denied by the block. United have a rare corner after half-time. Charlie Shaw is a deep one towards Anamarco. Anamarco heads it back across. Hendry flicks it on. Denico Johnson trying to shield possession from the red and greens. Time is not on Coventry's side, but the ball is. Anamarco with some help from Harry Sawyer is back in possession. Now Cameron Dunn. Oh, I think he was about to hit one with venom, but Jones preventing the opportunity. Anamarco. Harry Sawyer. There's a chance to cross for Chris Cox. Has it been kept in? Yes, it has. The defender preventing the corner. Morley heads on for Anamarco, and Benji Anamarco trying to trick his way through. And Corey Carrivers with some back check towards some Coventry United supporters there. And it's the end of the afternoon for the goal scorer, Kyle Jardine. His strike separates the two sides. And Alex Locke is going to make his entrance. James Harrison next to enter the field. And Coventry United are making a change of their own. Riley DeVoyle replacing Charlie Shaw.
Substitution for Coventry United going off number 7, Charlie Shaw, replaced by number 14, Riley DeVoyle. This afternoon's attendance is 474.
Attendance of 474 confirmed by the stadium announcer. Great support from both teams in this local derby. Harkin gives chase. Ryan Harkin into the area he goes, trying to take on Thomas. Initial block made, and another one. 2 strikes from Harkin, 2 blocks. Thomas and Ritchie both putting their... A controversial afternoon for Carrivers. He received that sin bin in the first half. But it is a successful performance for the captain. Well, Harrison is going to wait for now. It's just the 3 changes so far. United still with Fraser and Ellis to come off the bench. United needs some inspiration here, and it's headed away by Morley from that free kick from Carsley. Jones and Johnson trying to keep it alive. Down the left-hand side, he's got there ahead of Cassidy. He's the wrong side of Cassidy. There's to finish it. Along the touchline he goes. Tried to put it on a play for Alex Locke, but the defender there. And out for a Nuneaton corner. Carsley towards Recchi. Nodded across by Recchi. Cassidy with a headed clearance. Luke Downs leaping into the substitute Mullen. Here's McGrath. Carsley. Mullen. Out wide with Carsley. It's too high for Brown. And it's out for a throw on this near side. Right into the corner for Coventry United. And they've taken it quickly. Cox. Morley to Moore. Back to Cox. And Luke Downs for the Red and Greens. This would be United's first defeat in 7 matches. Downs. Steph Morley. And look for Cameron Dunn, who'd already raced past it. Recchi. Looks like he's moved into midfield. Mullen. Tangling with Riley Devoyle. And gets the better of the United vice-captain. Sommel. Brown looks for Johnson. And here is Danico Johnson. Holding up play well. And now Cody Mullen. Locks waiting in the area. Still going Mullen. And took it too close to Cassidy. Wilson heads over. Harkin off the shoulder of Liuso Recchi, and Nuneaton in possession once more. Brown. And Charlie Jones, well, asking a little too much of Danico Johnson that occasion. Out for the goal kick. And here comes the change for Nuneaton. Change number 4 for the Borough, and it is going to be Aaron Brown replaced by James Harrison. And Coventry will be making the change soon themselves. Sam Ellis will come into attacking midfield. That will have to wait for now. Downs. Morley. Back to Downs. Cox on the edge of his own area. Turns away from the presence of Johnson. Chris Cox. Wilson couldn't control. Sommel. Headed back to Sommel by his fellow substitute Mullen. And now Locke. Looking for a chance to hold it up in the corner, but it is out of play for a United throw. And Sam Ellis is ready. He took his bib off, but they're going to wait one more passage of play. Luke Downs looks for Wilson. The defender able to outleap him from behind there. McGrath. Locke forces the head back to the goalkeeper by Cox. Easy pickings for Moore. Downs. Harry Sawyer dispossessed right under his nose, and frustration gets the better of him as he knocks down Cody Mullen from behind. And now Coventry make the change. And Sam Ellis is going to replace Lewis Wilson. A like-for-like change at number 10. Well, the former strike partner of Ivan Toney at Northampton Town, unable to hit the mark for the Red and Greens today. So now it falls to the ex-Coventry Copswood attacking mid to make a difference. There is one more outfield change Coventry can make, that being Danny Fraser, the left-back, who isn't fully fit yet. He did have an outing for Coventrians last weekend. And it bounced in front of the feet of Harrison. Has Harrison kept that in the corner? Yes, he has. Looks for Locke. Shoving to the side of Chris Cox. Throw in to Nuneaton. Time running out. United with just 8 minutes of normal time to find an equaliser. If they do find the equaliser, it is penalties. No extra time tonight. Devoyle asking too much of Dunn. Here's Sommel. Chance for the cross from Thomas across the face of goal. Johnson beaten to the punch on the other side by Sawyer. Now Benji Adamarco. He swapped wings with Cameron Dunn. Still going Adamarco. What a run this is. Still going Benji Adamarco, and only denied by the slider McGrath, who thinks Adamarco got the last touch. From one end to another. Now it's United with their tails up. Sawyer. Covered off by Charlie Jones. DeVoyle. Cassidy. It's towards Nico Johnson. Thumped upfield for Moore. Morley. Sam Ellis. And there's options on the right-hand side for Ellis. Adamarco is one of them. Here is Benji Adamarco. Ryan Harkin couldn't make contact. And out for a throw on this near side. Five minutes to go at the Oval. Nuneaton Town 1, Coventry United 0. Kyle Jardine's first half goal is enough to send the Borough through to the quarterfinals as it stands. It's kept in by Locke, but given away to his old Spinks teammate Luke Downs over the back line, and back will take his time collecting and does pick the ball up. And the 8-second rule brought into effect. Back quickly clears. Luke Downs drills it right. Benji Adamarco. And Kazi knocks it off Adamarco. Now the race is on to reach it. And Kazi has just shepherded it into touch. And United wants the referee to give Borough the hurry up. The refereeing display certainly not as controversial for the Borough fans as it was in the first half. Carsley. Riley DeVoyle tries to jump out of the way, but Mullen plays it on to Alex Locke. Harrison zoning in on goal. Locke looked to return to Harrison with a vital interception from Chris Cox. Taken out on the slide by Locke. Clean tackle. And Alex Locke sends it behind. And Manchester United have equalised in their game at Nottingham Forest through Ahmed Diallo. But it doesn't look like 4 wins in a row. So that young lad's going to have to keep his barnet for a little bit longer. As Nuneaton have got themselves a free kick in the centre. Jones taken out in the tackle. Some of these supporters making their way to the exits. We're nearing full time here on CUTV. The highlights will be available tonight on our YouTube channel, so subscribe if you haven't for exclusive extended highlights. Launched into the box, Cox nods away as we're about to enter added time. Slid out of danger by Cassidy. Carsley. Carsley to Mullen, and Daniel Cassidy prized the ball away, but a bit too forcefully. Free kick Nuneaton halfway between halfway line and penalty area. Carsley towards Recchi to finish it. Cassidy able to get his head to it and kept in on this near side by Devoyle. Trying to dance his way through. He's got the throw in from Cody Mullen. And the throw to Devoyle. Can't find a red shirt. Intercepted by Carsley. Locke. Heavy pass back into the path of Adamarco, but the slide by Locke is enough to take it away. Harrison. Thomas. He's going to give chase to that ball from Iso Recchi. Chris Cox trying to stride away from the back line. Here's Sawyer playing him, anchoring midfield at this stage. United going free at the back. They're giving it everything. Luke Downs. Devoyle. Downs again. Rolls it right with Cassidy. Is there one last twist in this tale? Cassidy to Sam Ellis. Adamarco. He's got the pace on Carsley. And finds Devoyle. His path covered off. 2 blocks. And tripped as he tried to gather the seconds. And here come the Borough again with Harrison. Recchi. Sent to the feet of Chris Cox. Not the way he wanted to spend the afternoon, where he equalled the all-time appearance record for the Red and Greens. Sawyer to Downs. Asks for help from Morley and gets it. Here is Steph Morley. Also, he's going to complete a full 90 on his return to the lineup. And a soft free kick given away by Thomas. Bundling Dunn over and taken quickly, allowing space for Harry Sawyer on the left-hand side. Sawyer pulls it across. Sam Ellis and Sawyer trying to curl it over the goalkeeper, but it falls into the grasp of back. That could be the last chance. Added time has just started. And unlike the first half, I don't think there's going to be a mass of added minutes. I'd say no more than 2. Switch of the play to Danico Johnson. Johnson smacks it off the crossbar. Again, the Nuneaton fans started celebrating. Sawyer looks for Harkin over the back line. Recchi knocks it down. Ellis couldn't get to the seconds. Mullen to Harrison. Cox barges Locke off possession. United needs something special and Cox sends it into the corner. Can Adamarco get there in time? No, he can't. It's a goal kick. And the last change of the game for Nuneaton. They're withdrawing Danico Johnson and Trevor Edwards on for the last dredgings of this match. The Borough are nearly there and Johnson is going to take his sweet time leaving the field. Referee again giving Johnson the hurry up, but he's congratulating his teammates on an apparent victory. 4 minutes of added time have been confirmed. United have 4 minutes to find something special and force a shootout. There is always a twist with Coventry United in cup competitions. There is always something for the Red and Greens to hold on to, admittedly usually in the FA Vars. Are they saving that heroism for next week? Devoyle, Cassidy, chest control, but it's headed back to the goalkeeper by McGrath. Cassidy's gone up as a makeshift striker. And Harry Sawyer is staying further back. They're sticking with the 3 at the back. It's Morley, Cox and Sawyer across the back line, and Cassidy, who has played up front at Sunday League level predominantly, is going to be heading up for the last couple of minutes. Cox Loses out in that one-on-one battle with Sommel, but it's cheaply given away to Downs. Cox again, unable to find a red shirt. It's cut out. And now Charlie Jones, he's been incredible this afternoon. Lays it off to Harrison. They need one more to end it. And that wasn't the strike to end it. Moore volleyed well away from danger by Kai Thomas. Downs nods the wing. Adamarco just in time. DeVoyle almost playing as a makeshift right back. Skips past Mullen. And deflected on for the throw, level with the area. United have hope. They need conviction. They need a clinical spark. At this stage, quite frankly, they need a miracle. Luke Downs. And towards Chris Cox, the punch by back. And the referee gives the free kick on the goalkeeper. Cox backing into back. And that, well, could be all she wrote. 1 minute of added time to go. Darren Acton and Russell Dodd set to get one over on their old club in their first meeting with Coventry United since they were unceremoniously sacked by then Chairman Joe Haggerty, who ended up taking the dugout himself for the next game and beats rivals Coventry Spinks. Locke. Morley nods it out, and he wanted the throw-in for United. He hasn't got it. And the Nuneaton just need to keep the ball at that end of the park. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Down the line it goes towards Locke. Headed away and Cameron Dunn slices it down the wing. Harkin, glancing header on. Chest control by Ritchie and a crunching slide in by Dan Cassidy. Nuneaton are furious. And Cassidy is off. The icing on a pretty sour cake for Coventry United. Cassidy flew in. And United, who had that numerical advantage for 10 minutes in the first half with Retchie Simbin, now have a permanent one to deal with. And that leaves Coventry United short on defenders as well. Miles injured, Cassidy suspended. Back. Floats over Harrison. And out for the throw-in right in their own corner. United have one last move. One last hope. The whistle stays silent for now. Here's Luke Downs. Covered up by Mullen. Deflected out for the throw. They won't have a chance to take it. Coventry United are out of the United Counties League Cup. Kyle Jardine's 27th minute goal enough for the Nuneaton to take the spoils from a tight derby. The first half seemed so promising for United. They were the better team. The Nuneaton came out a team transformed, a team determined, a team fixated on the quarterfinals after the break. They were unlucky in some ways not to extend their advantage. But one did prove to be the charm for the Borough. And Russell Dodds and Darren Acton get one over on their old club in their first meeting since leaving the Red and Greens way back when. Final score at the Oval in the United Counties League Cup last 16. Nuneaton Town 1, Coventry United 0. Well, thank you very much for joining us here on CUTV. Sorry we couldn't bring you a victory, but hopefully the next time will be our chance. In the FA Vars, there is still hopes of Cup grandeur to come for the Red and Greens. Saturday coming up 3 p.m. kickoff at the Butts against Heanor Town. Can the Red and Greens put it right after their 6-match unbeaten streak was brought to a close? Highlights will be available tonight on the CUTV YouTube channel. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Liam Cook signing off from the Oval.